As Stadium Championship Series East continues its tear through the Lone Star State, a red-hot Tyler Menninga looks to keep Gravedigger at the top of the Monster Jam food chain, while Tristan England plows his new ride through the competition. And Bryce Kenny attempts to shave Menninga's points lead in Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. It's havoc in Houston with round 6 of Monster Jam, and it starts right now.
And here we go! Final quarter, England's got it, and he is your racing champion. Oh, can he get the save? And he's got it! Going up, oh yeah! He's going high! That is a Ledoux leap off the container! With the combination move! Goodness! Huge air, and he's gonna make the save!
We are in the Rodeo Capital of the world, NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, for round 6. Welcome to Monster Jam. I'm Scott Jordan, alongside the man they call the 7 Deuce Deuce, a.k.a. Adam Enticknap. And Adam, it's no surprise that through 2 rounds on the East Series, Tyler Menninga 2 for 2 when it comes to overall event championships.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this kid isn't a surprise. He picked up right where he left off last year. He's really won 3 events if you include Superstar Challenge, 7 out of the 9 competitions, Scott, and 8 out of 9 races. You've got to be kidding me. He's on fire.
You're a numbers guy. Now, speaking of races, Bryce Kenny, who went viral with an amazing save in San Antonio, he also took a racing win there. Can Bryce keep up that pace here in Houston?
I mean, Bryce has a racing background, but it seems to be, to me, that he's struggling in that skills competition, and he kind of goes for it all in freestyle, and we've seen him come up a little bit short. So he needs to keep that momentum going in racing, but also pick up a few points in skills and freestyle.
Speaking of freestyle, Tom Meents, professor, 14-time World Finals champion, his final season as a competitor, he picked up a freestyle win with all the fluff surrounding his retirement and stepping away from competition. Do you think he's going to be able to focus and put together a championship season?
I mean, when I was in my last season of Supercross, I think focus really isn't anything for Tom Meents. He's been around this sport for so long. Those nerves and all the crowd and that last season fluff, it means nothing to him. Tom Meents is going out there and he wants to show the fans one last time who Maximum Destruction really is.
Well, let's hear from the 14-time World Finals champion as he is down on the track with our own Leslie Mears.
So the first couple events under your belt here, Tom, in this final season of competition, and you showed out in fine form there with a big freestyle victory. You know, how much confidence did that give you coming into this year, you know, knowing you can contend with this huge group of talent that you've got here on this tour?
It's huge. You know, for me, it was a big moment of confidence to go out there back in San Antonio and just have the most fun possible. That's what I've always been about, having great fun in freestyle. I did it all there. That was fantastic.
Okay, so Houston is known to be super tacky here. You know, how are you going to handle it today?
You're just going to do the best you can, keep it on 4 wheels, and then when you got to make that critical save, you will be able to.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's lineup. Charlie Pauken is driving Lucas Stabilizer. Adam, what are Charlie's chances here in Houston?
I mean, Charlie's chances are really good. He's been in this building and knows this dirt 10 times before, and he's gotten an overall in 2019. He's also a former World Finals champion. Charlie Pauken knows how to drive a Monster Jam truck.
He's been doing it for a long time, one of the best to ever do it. As we said earlier, Tyler Menninga leads the season points standings. He's been up to his usual winning antics. Tristan England only 5 back. Bryce Kenny trails by 14. Some updates from San Antonio. John Gordon, Bryce Kenny, Todd Leduc all received penalties that resulted in 5-point deductions. Those are crucial when it comes to the series points. Drivers going to compete tonight in 3 competitions: JCB Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. Points awarded based on finish. 12 goes to the winner of each competition, and the driver with the most points at the end of the event is crowned the overall event champion. Let's get the track talk. Adam, the track here in Houston, historically tacky, usually brings a lot of carnage. How do you park your truck in one piece at the end of the night?
You know, what you have to do if you want to be in one piece at the end of the night is anticipate what the track is going to do, how it's going to develop, and what adjustments you need to make. When you go around these corners, you really need to take it a little bit slower and be a little smoother because how the ruts develop. And on those big jumps, you have to make sure that all 4 BKTs are nice and square so you can land all 4 at the same time and not have maximum truck damage. But tonight, it's going to be all about that big wow moment save.
First up tonight will be JCB Racing. We do have some breaking news as we check out the bracket. Kraken has withdrawn from the racing competition as a result of EFI issues. They've been battling that all through this early part of the season. So Bad Company will get a bye as a result. Moving on to round 2 already, JCB Digatron, El Toro Loco, Gravedigger, and Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Still some good matchups in round 1.
Absolutely. I love that Shaker Megalodon matchup. That's a rematch from San Antonio. And for Ryan DeSharoon, he's 4-2 in this season, but Todd, he's 1-1. He needs a big bounce back, and that could be it right here.
Our first round 1 matchup features Cole Bernard in the Black Pearl up against Charlie Pocket and Lucas Stabilizer. Filling in for Lindsey Reed this weekend. Cole looking for his first racing win. A surprising stat from an accomplished racer such as Cole Bernard. And we are off in Houston. They got to go around the inside part of the berm 1 full time, and then the outside berm as well, a full lap. And as we get to that chalk line, it's Cole Bernard outside first.
It looks like Charlie Pocket went a little wide on that second turn, but Cole Bernard, he did grab the pod on that first corner on the inside.
Charlie brake check over by the pod. Cole Bernard now whipping the Black Pearl around, trying to come across the race lane. And up on 3 wheels goes Lucas Stabilizer. That's all she wrote. Cole Bernard, Black Pearl advancing.
Charlie Pocket here. This is why you end up losing the race. The tacky dirt comes into play. Those BKTs grab the Houston dirt, put him up on 2. He lets off the gas and can't speed through.
Up next, 2-time World Finals champion Todd LeDuc in Megalodon up against Ryan DeSharoon in Shaker. Todd's got a lot of experience on this track. He won an overall here back in 2021. And here we go, Megalodon against Shaker. And Todd LeDuc goes a little bit down parallel to the track, trying to get out of the berm. Slows down as well, and Ryan DeSharoon has the advantage.
Too tight for Todd LeDuc on that first corner, makes him push wide, but Ryan DeSharoon does the same thing Charlie Pocket does, gets up on 2 BKTs.
Shaker still with the truck length lead. Todd LeDuc up on 3 wheels again, goes back around. Shaker off the race ramp across the finish line. Take a look at the original super glue glued to the action replay.
Wow, that gray side outside corner is gonna give havoc tonight. Up on BKTs, a mirror image of our last race.
The last round was a matchup between Matt Pagliarulo and Rod Ryan against Tom Meents and Max D. Unfortunately, during opening ceremonies, Max D had to head out to the pits due to rear steer issues, and we now getting word that Rod Ryan's show will get a bye as Max D will not compete in racing. So we can take a look at that round 2 bracket. JCB Digatron, Bad Company, El Toro Loco, Black Pearl, Gravedigger Shaker, and Great Clips Mohawk Warrior up against the Rod Ryan show. Coming up, will Tristan England claim a racing win in his home state? Find out when we come back with Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by JCB, the official heavy equipment partner of Monster Jam. Welcome back to Houston, Texas for the second round of JCB Racing. And to kick off round 2, it's Tristan England pilot and JCB Digatron up against John Gordon in Bad Company. And we talked about this tacky track, Adam, for John Gordon's opinion. Let's check in on Leslie.
Guys, John Gordon loves this tacky Houston track because it is sneaky. He said people often forget that it's tacky and it sneaks up and hikes them up in the corners. He said the whole key to this track is that you've got to lead with your rear steer, but that's really, really hard because your muscle memory doesn't want to do it.
All right, thank you, Leslie. More like crab walking around these corners, putting both front steer and rear steer into work. And right now, we put the final push, the final corner. This one's going to be close. Tristan England and John Gordon. What a finish. 26-3, A2 Bad Company moves on.
That last corner, you can see this is coming up close, and JCB gets up on 2 BKTs in that gray corner, can't lay the power down, and comes up so close.
Closest race of the night so far. Next up, Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco, up against his team overboard teammate Cole Bernard in the Black Pearl. Cole 17-8 in his career at NRG Stadium. And Jamie Garner, that's an interesting philosophy. He almost brake checked and went around, and Cole Bernard hits the pod trying to do the same thing.
Little mistakes from both drivers. You can see the ruts and this tacky dirt. is just so difficult to manage for these drivers right now.
Shows you how fast Cole is. He's already caught up to Jamie Garner. Final corner. Black Pearl has the lead. Push to the race ramp. And Cole Bernard takes the win. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
Black Pearl just slings that truck around that outside turn, does not care about the ruts, and makes it happen. El Toro Loco just a little too slow and smooth.
Now on the track, Ryan Disharu and Shaker advancing from round one. He goes up against the series points leader, Tyler Menninga. And for more on Tyler's approach, we go to Leslie Mears.
Tyler Menninga said he's usually very, very uncomfortable in Houston because this track is so tacky, but not this weekend. He had an amazing practice pass, and he feels so good about it.
All right, thank you, Leslie. That's not amazing at all. Where Ryan Disharoon just hitting that turn pod up on three wheels again, bicycling around the track. Tyler Menninga with a huge advantage. Final corner, Gravedigger across the race ramp, and that is it. Gravedigger advances. Take a look at the replay.
One of the most costly things you can do in racing is make a mistake and then try to make up for that mistake and make another mistake. And that's exactly what Ryan does. Gets up on those BKTs, pushing that truck to the limit.
Now we got the Rod Ryan Show, Matt Pagliarulo against Bryce Kenny, Grey Clips, Mohawk Warrior. Adam, we're seeing a lot of drivers going tight in every corner, whether it's inside the berm or outside the berm.
Yes, they're definitely going tight, trying to avoid those ruts. But another thing that I'm seeing is these guys hitting that rear steer very early and using that to their advantage, and I think that is key here tonight.
Rod Ryan showing over the pod. Now Matt Pagliarulo trying to catch up. Bryce Kenny has some issues as well, but he's got a huge lead here off to the right of that race ramp.
Nice and slow for Bryce Kenny. Bring it home.
And Bryce Kenny will bring it home. He takes the win, goes to the semifinals, 27.186.
You can see, watch Bryce Kenny right here. He doesn't even go up on the berm. He just stays nice and tight, tries to stay under the ruts, and then the Rod Ryan Show stays a little too tight and grabs the pod.
Here is the semifinal bracket. John Gordon gets lane choice against Cole Bernard. Tyler Menninga with the fastest time of the night gets lane choice against Bryce Kenny. That time is 25.839. We started with 12. We are down to 4. Who's headed to the finals? Find out when we come back with more Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Grey Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. Download the Grey Clips app and check in online today. We are back in Houston for the JCB Racing semifinals. Our first matchup this round, John Gordon Bad Company, Cole Bernard, the Black Pearl. And we've noticed those ruts pushing drivers a little bit in. If you go out wide, can you take the ruts on the outside?
Well, you can, and what you want to do is see if that cushion has developed yet where that dirt's going to pile up and sling that truck around the outside. But it seems like the smartest move right now is to try to stay inside and hit the rear steer early.
Black Pearl with the lead. He's got to check this thing up. He went sideways too far on the deep side of the track. He's got it square. Bad Company trying to push him.
He's using that cushion. It looks like Cole might get it.
Cole Bernard gets the win. Go to the finals, 26.250.
Bad Company. Look at that rear steer, how early he had that thing. But Cole Bernard uses the cushion, stays on the power, and gets the job done.
Our final race this round is going to be Bryce Kenny, Grey Clips, Mohawk Warrior against Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. The two best racing records on this series. Tyler checks in at 5-1. Bryce checks in at 6-1. And we are off. Winner advances to face Cole Bernard in the Black Pearl. Bryce going slow now inside the berm. Tyler has not let off the throttle, and he's out first.
Tyler a little wide on that first turn, but he's making it work for him. Both trucks just about dead even. It looks like Tyler might have a BKT tire on him.
Trying to drift out of this turn. Tyler Menninga's got the truck squared onto the race lane. Center spot there. Tyler Menninga making it look easy. 25.945.
Here it is. Bryce Kenny grabs that tacky dirt once again on those BKT sidewalls. Can't stay in the power and doesn't get it done.
And that blue side definitely seems like the longer side right now when you factor in the ruts and the tackiness. We have Tyler Menninga here with Gravedigger, Cole Bernard with the Black Pearl in the finals. Tyler gets lane choice. He has the two fastest times of the night. And here we go. Winner gets the first 12 points and will sit atop the BKT overall point standings. And oh, Cole Bernard! almost goes over, saves it, was able to manage himself on top of that berm, and now he has impeded the race lane for Tyler Menninga, so Tyler has to slow down.
This is something you just can't do for Tyler. I know the pressure's on Cole Vernard right here to come up big, but you can't give it away that early and let this man get points right off the bat.
You got to be perfect against Tyler Menninga. Take a look at the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
Cole Vernard just turns into it with a little bit too much power, grabs a rut here in Houston, puts it up on 2 BKTs, and the Green Gravedigger gets it done.
Tyler picks up his second win of the season, and he's standing by with Leslie.
So Tyler, obviously you did some studying. You talked to me about the berm being different this weekend and about how slow is fast. How much studying did you do of this track to make sure that you could be efficient out here?
Yeah, you know, it changed from last week. It's definitely, I feel like the angle of it's laid down a little bit, and I feel like the berm itself is a lot wider. So, you know what, I approached it a little different. I used a little more front steer going into it than I did last weekend, and the berm was the least of my concern, though, is honestly the ruts in the outer corners once you got to the outside of the track, because they were getting bigger and bigger every round, every race. So, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed, but if Cole Vernard would have had a perfect pass, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you because I screwed up too. But you know what, we're in the winner's circle. Skills is next. We'll see what we can do.
Tyler Menninga getting it done. He gets 12 points. Here are the BKT overall points standings. Cole Vernard checks in at second with 11. John Gordon in third. Bryce Kenny fourth. And Tristan England currently sits in fifth. One competition down. 2 more remain in the hunt for that overall event championship. Next up is the Great Clip Skills Challenge, where drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels, or they could choose to do a donut, and they were judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution, with 12 points once again on the line for the winner. Let's take a look back at our top 5 competitors. Taking 5th place, Jamie Garner, El Toro Loco, gets a wheelie over the pond with the smoke coming out.
Throws it in reverse, gets that thing up in the air. Gotta love it.
In 4th place, Tom Meents, vintage here, maximum moonwalk.
Man, Tom Meents, the professor, showing off for the crowd in his last season. Look at the way he just handles that 12,000-pound truck on those BKT tires. It's absolutely amazing what he can do.
Gravedigger's Tyler Menninga, another podium with this long bicycle.
Tyler Menninga, typical move for him. Great job in this tacky dirt to select to go for the bicycle.
Next up, Tom the Duke goes for it again. Bicycle here in Megalodon.
A little bit better of a bicycle and then gets the combo into a moonwalk.
And getting the win, Tristan England, JCB Digatron with a moonwalk wheelie combo.
Tristan England getting his skills from the Arena Series. He's gonna throw this into a combo move wheelie right here. Oh, a little off balance. Has to throw it in forward. Nice job from Tristan. Throws in the little turn of the wheels for the crowd. You can see him waving inside of his truck. Throws it back into reverse. What a fantastic job by JCB Digatron.
So Tristan gets his first competition win of the season as we look at our second BKT overall point standings. He trails Tyler now by only 2 points. Bad Company and Black Pearl each have 16, and Megalodon and El Toro Loco tied with 15 points. Right now, let's head back down to the track. Tristan England standing by with Leslie.
You know, Tristan, it's always hard to perform well in your home state, but you've got family here. You got a lot of folks for JCB, and you were able to just nail it out there for skills.
I actually strive under pressure. That's what my crew chief, Howie Dalton, always talks about, is just, I'm calm, cool, collected for the most part. I do get nerves. I do get nervous, but those nerves, as soon as you flip the ignition switch, they go away. But it feels so good to finally take a W. I'm carelessly, I usually take the W right out of the gate, you know, on the Arena Series and stuff, but we're out here with the heavy hitters in the Stadium Series. It's not easy, and nobody's taking it easy on me. There is a target on my back. I don't care what it looks like or how big it is. You can keep hitting it. We're just going to keep having fun.
Well, Tristan England, Tyler Menninga definitely having fun. They have the wins as well, but who takes the championship trophy? Find out next when freestyle starts on Monster Jam. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. We are back at NRG Stadium for round 6 of the Monster Jam season. Welcome back inside the Monster Jam studios. Tyler Menninga started the night picking up a racing win. He's now 7-1 on the season. Adam, it's inherently tough to challenge Tyler for the event championship if you can't take him out of the racing bracket.
Yeah, it is so difficult. As an athlete, when you have as much confidence as Tyler Menninga does, it's even more difficult when you add confidence to that right at the beginning of the night when you win racing. To try to shut down that momentum, it's practically impossible.
Tristan England got his first win of the season tonight in skills. What can Tristan do to capitalize on that and win the event championship?
To me, Scott, it kind of feels like Tristan's been holding on to the reins a little bit. He's been holding back. And I think for Tristan England in that JCB Digatron truck, he needs to let loose. He needs to say, okay, I'm comfortable in the truck, I'm comfortable in the stadiums, and it's time to go.
Well, he's a beautiful new truck. He doesn't want to lay it in waste
Yes,
on
he
the
doesn't want to
track,
mess
but
it up.
Houston may not agree with that. Things are going his way right now. We're going to catch you up on the BKT overall points standings. It is tight at the top. Gravedigger with 22, JCB Digatron with 20, and then Bad Company and Black Pearl each with 16. Megalodon, El Toro Loco with 15 points apiece. Let's take a look at tonight's freestyle order. Interesting 1-2 punch at the top here, Adam. Todd LeDuc and Tom Meents going first and second. What can we expect with freestyle starting out with a bang in Houston?
I mean, you can definitely expect it to start with a bang for sure. With Megalodon and Max D at the very beginning, you know we're going big. Pretty much for the rest of these guys, I'd just call it a day.
This track, very unforgiving here. We've been talking about it all around. The dirt very packed in tightly there. It creates a lot of carnage, and a lot of drivers can't figure it out. We've had 7 different freestyle winners over the last 7 rounds in Houston, and a lot of that is because of the unpredictability of this track.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult for these drivers, and what makes it so difficult is when you land off those jumps, you're not perfectly square at every single jump. So you land a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right, and here with that tacky, sticky dirt, it spits you off into no man's land, and it makes it so hard to get a save.
And while we're sitting here hyping up the 1-2 punch, moments ago, Todd LeDuc did hit the track at NRG Stadium in freestyle. He would go up over to the pod, try for a popper, trying to get into a nose wheelie moonwalk, and Megalodon scored just a 7.846.
You can see Todd LeDuc right here. He grabs those BKTs, the tacky dirt and unpredictability puts him right on the lid. I'm sure he didn't even expect it.
And now it's time for maximum destruction as the 14-time World Finals champion Tom Meents hits the track with Todd rolling. Tom is in position here, Adam, for the first backflip of the night. Prime spot for Tom Meents to be in. And I love that throwback to the 2003 Maximum Destruction body. This truck debuted right here in Houston at NRG Stadium, rocking that body. So a vintage throwback for Tom Meents. He's had a lot of success here.
Yeah, I really love this body, Scott. This is the body that I grew up watching Maximum Destruction. Tom Meents, oh, a big save early.
Trying to get it again.
Oh, the other side.
Double sidewall, sidewinder for Tom Meents. That's how you win freestyles, and he's got a lot of time on the clock.
The professor does it right out of the gate.
8 freestyle wins at NRG Stadium, including that night he debuted this truck. And now he goes right to the side, just doesn't care what's in front of him. A BKT tire tap right there. And now Tom's got some air. Listen, if you're in the professor's way, get out. Right into a nose wheelie. So Tom Meents putting out all the stops here in Maximum Destruction.
Okay, let's get a little tricky right there, Tom. Putting it into a nose wheelie moonwalk. This is something a little bit different, a little more technical.
You got technical and tricky and tacky all happening here at Houston, Texas.
I love it.
Tom Meents off the ramp with some huge air right on the pod, makes it a transfer jump, and then off again on the far side berm. Now he's got to slow it down a little bit. Wonder if he's going to just give another bump there for the trucks in his way. Now hitting that throttle and accelerating to the near side track. And Tom Meents now slowing it down. I think what we're about to see here is a bit of a wow moment from Max D. Tom Meents approaching the backflip ramp, hits the throttle, up and over goes Max D, and he's going to land this one. Incredible move.
And he knew he had to be precise because if he wasn't, he was going to get a bad bounce off that tacky, tricky Texas dirt.
Straight up vertical sky wheelie Tom Meents in his 45th start at NRG Stadium, most all-time in Monster Jam. Now comes up again, launching Max D right on the back 2 BKT tires.
Can he save it?
Yeah, nobody's saving that one. What a run from Tom Meents. Take a look at the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Here's that very first save. Caught him off guard a little bit, but Tom Meents, the professor, has been in this situation so many times. Throws the backflip, perfect precision, lands on all 4 BKTs. What a score, Scott.
9.809. Tom Meents just tore the house down, but can he go the distance and win it? Find out when Monster Jam returns with more freestyle. Welcome back to NRG Stadium, where earlier today, thousands of Monster Jam fans arrived early for the pit party. For a chance to meet the drivers and see the trucks up close, get your tickets at monsterjam.com and head to the pit party at your next Monster Jam event. During the break, Mike Pagliarulo in Kraken takes a nice run here, tries to get up some air, but a planetary gonna stop the run. The score 6.635. And then his dad, Matt, in the Rod Ryan show, plagued by fuel issues, and that's going to lead to a score of 5.177. Back to the action out of Hiram, Georgia. This is John Gordon and Bad Company. He wastes no time, hits the first ramp he sees, airing it out in Bad Company.
I like the way that John Gordon's truck looks here for freestyle. It's settled very well on that race ramp jump. Let's see how this continues. Oh, a big case onto the pod, but the truck stays nice and straight, Scott.
Yeah, that truck absolutely beautiful in every way imaginable. Great parts in there. He's got that new holographic body, the wrap on the truck as well, which this truck, it's always been popular amongst the hardcore fan base in Monster Jam, but now these kids coming in and they see this truck just shining everywhere. A lot of kids lining up the pit party to meet John Gordon.
Heck yeah, when you got something holographic like your trading cards, you gotta love that. One of the things that John Gordon does struggle with in these freestyle competitions is he's so smooth out there that sometimes he doesn't get those extra added points from the big saves and the little bit of wildness that, say, Tyler or Tristan or even Tom Meents gets sometimes. So right now, for John Gordon, maybe being a little bit less smooth and making it not look so easy is the right way to go.
John Gordon now coming back to the inside, trying to thread the needle just gingerly up over the berm, tries to accelerate. There's some nice air as he's leading up. This whole center side of this track, when you factor the berm in racing, it looks great. In freestyle, it causes just some chaos when you have to go from one side of the track to the other. You got to climb over everything and hit everything with air. And speaking of air, John, off the 8-pack out of nowhere, hits it and lands it, and he is going back again.
Oh man, I love that 8-pack backflip. They added a few little metal ramps inside there to make it more consistent, and it truly is just an amazing way to throw that truck up.
And he's gonna land this thing right up on the FMX ramp. Take a look at the replay.
Here he comes into that 8-pack. You see those metal ramps at the bottom? Perfect execution from John Gordon. Man, what a rotation.
8.725, not quite the score he was looking for. Next out, Ryan Disharoon in Shaker, who won freestyle on this track last time he was here. And for more on this, let's check back in with Leslie.
Guys, Ryan Disharoon is pumped to be here in Houston this weekend. Not only is it because the last time he was here, he won freestyle, even though it's a little hit or miss for him, but it's also because he's got a brand new truck this year, and it's working for him flawlessly.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Adam, I think Ryan has been listening to you. We took the red body away. Now back to that one you like, the black slick Shaker body for Ryan Disharoon, losing no speed at all. Goes from one side of the track to another. A lot of drivers like to go outside to in, and that's what we're seeing from Ryan Disharoon here. Yeah, Ryan working this track very well. One of the most difficult parts about this track is, like you said, those inside berms in racing are fun, but in freestyle, you either have to go really big or kind of take it slow. So if you can work the outside, get some good, smart, solid jumps, and then get onto that pod. Ooh, comes up a little bit short. Able to make the save. Landed in a perfect spot there. Had a lot of room in between the pod and the berm. If he would have had another obstacle like a jammer or the far side berm, he would have rolled over on the hood. So great track awareness for Ryan Disharoon. End over end floater. That's one way to get across. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's difficult because you have to get this truck whipped around and you have a short amount of space to get onto that pod, so you really got to almost stomp it a little bit early. Ryan working the outside of this track a little bit too much, I think. Maybe needs to start going to the inside and thinking about a backflip here. Now center lane up over the rear side of that FMX ramp over the cars, gets a slap wheelie combo. You can easily thread the needle when you hit that ramp, and now he's got to hit reverse, which you don't want to see with seconds ticking away in freestyle, but he's going for a backflip, and he's going to land this one right there. A little too much, though, as he tries to save it.
Oh, get the save!
KT. And I think he had a power issue because he did not turn the wheels at all. Take a look at the replay.
Yeah, here he comes. You can see he kind of slows down a little too much coming to that backflip ramp, under rotates, gets a bounce off the BKTs, and then right here you can hear the truck going, but it may be an inner and outer axle on that front or something went wrong. He couldn't throttle out of that.
Halfway through the competition, stick around, freestyle continues next. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master. Monster trucks, monster stunts, Monster Jam. We are back at NRG Stadium in Houston for round 6. And during the break, Jamie Garner in a Toro Loco. He had some big air and filled the clock. But Adam, he'd only get a score of 6.987, and that's not going to get you up at the top of the freestyle leaderboard. Our next competitor is former World Finals freestyle champion Charlie Pauken in Lucas Stabilizer. For an update on Charlie, let's send it back to Leslie Mears.
While the tacky dirt here in Houston might be bad for some in racing, it's perfect for Charlie Pauken in freestyle. He said it actually makes him more sure-footed out there on the track and allows him to have better recoveries. He also said the dirt is very, very hard-packed here, so look for some big rebounds off big air.
Thank you, Leslie. Charlie certainly done a lot on this dirt. 3 freestyle wins here. First one back in 2010, and then 2019 and 2022 as well. How easy, or how difficult, I should say, is it for a driver to basically come in off the couch and fill in for another driver such as Lindsey Reed, who's a World Finals freestyle champion?
You know, Charlie actually isn't going through as much if it was a different driver. Charlie has been doing this kind of in and out of different trucks for a long time, and he's driven a lot of different trucks. So he's more comfortable with this. But if it was just a regular driver in the season that had to fill in off the couch, man, it is so hard to get used to different suspension, different chassis, different throttle feel. They get the seat where you need it to be, but the truck reacts completely different. If you don't know that truck, it's so difficult to drive it to the optimal level.
Won the World Finals Freestyle Championship in Monster Mode back in 2010. Drives Megalodon on the International Series as well. Transfer, jump on, jump off, right across, just threading it and trying to case the back 2 wheels across that berm. Big time air right there, right over the backflip. Nice look at that 8-pack. It's a wheelie combo move on the landing.
Nice wheelie for Charlie Pauken right now. He seems to be using this track very well and kind of using multiple different places. And here he goes for the backflip.
Charlie Pauken did not stop at all, just went right into the turn, right in the backflip, and Lucas Stabilizer in shreds right now on the track here at NRG.
So now we're looking at this backflip, and one of the interesting things is he used the opposite side than everybody else has been using. It got a huge kickback, and it sent him backwards a lot and made it difficult for that rotation.
Fans are tough to impress here at NRG Stadium. That was
Yes.
an 8.4.
Yes,
Here comes the overall and series points leader, Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. He currently has a 2-point lead over Tristan England for the event championship. Right off the race ramp, some big air for the kid out of Oskaloosa, Iowa.
And it's just every time you see this kid come out to freestyle, you just see the difference. He's on the throttle a little bit harder. You can hear his throttle rhythm. He's got more momentum. These drivers need to take notes and look at what the black and green wrecking machine is doing.
Tyler only been in the Stadium Series for a few years, but this stadium here is one where he's won a lot. He's got 2 freestyle wins to his name, 2 overall event championships as well, so very familiar with the tackiness of this dirt, but he is now on the pod. A little brake action there, had to stop for a second, losing momentum. What does that do for a driver's mentality when you have to come to a complete stop?
The mentality thing is more so what's wrong with my truck and is it gonna hold up? And now you're thinking about, okay, what just happened? What's gonna go on next? Am I gonna be able to hit this, jump right or correctly? Is the backflip ramp gonna be correct when I hit it? Is it gonna shut off? Instead of thinking about your run and what you should be doing. So it definitely occupies a lot of your mind.
The Tyler Menninga with a couple bicycles again. He's now going for a backflip. He gets a nice lane here to the backflip ramp. Straight ahead goes Gravedigger. Off the container, lands it into a moonwalk combo.
Gravedigger keeps going, and hopefully we're gonna see some big air, but he gets up on 2. That's that tacky dirt grabbing him out of nowhere.
And he's been doing that all night long. Huge air! Brake check, front 2 wheels up in the sky. And the BKT tires doing their job as he lands it. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
Here he comes into that backflip ramp. That's the popular side, gets a great rotation, lands on the back wheels, pops it up, and then right here, gets a good save, gets that thing on the sidewalls, and brings it back up.
9.473, that is good for second so far. Tom Meents still has the lead, and this is Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior out of Kernersville, North Carolina, and he's gonna start off with some big air as well. I mentioned at the top of the show that viral moment in San Antonio from his freestyle run just absolutely took the internet and the Monster Jam community by storm. This is a different Bryce Kenny we're seeing here this year.
Yeah, it definitely is, but one of the things that Bryce Kenny has to do is he has to be able to finish these things in that podium spot. He needs those big wow moments, but he needs to be able to control those big wow moments. Somewhere we need a happy medium from Bryce Kenny. It needs to be, you know, a top 3 instead of win or nothing.
Bryce won freestyle in the overall here back in 2018. Now steps off, coming from near side to far side on the track. You hear that throttle rhythm just going through. He's got that Ragged Edge, North Carolina drag race rhythm, and he comes off, nice save into a wheelie.
Good job getting that truck slowed down. Good track awareness. Crew chief communicating with them there.
Great Clips Mohawk Warrior turns into the track, now comes up over the cars. Looked like he was looking to pop the wheels up. He does get it into a stop. He almost into a nose wheelie as well.
That's what he was looking for. Throwing a little bit of those 2-wheel skills into the freestyle competition always does well with the scores.
9.809 is the score to beat from Max D. And this is where a lot of carnage happens. You see Bryce just going through everything he can. A lot of that is visual. You don't know where the truck's going to take you, and sometimes you can't control it. But Bryce Kenny controlling it right here as he goes in for the backflip. And Great Clips Mohawk Warrior goes up and comes right down, unable to hit reverse for the moonwalk.
Man, that is a good backflip ramp on that side. The trucks are getting great rotation. All the drivers seem to have the right amount of speed and a big air. He's a little sideways. He's going to get a bounce off the BKTs.
And
can he save it?
There's your wow moment. Looked like he had an opportunity to save it, but the truck goes into the dirt, and Bryce's run is over. Take a look at the replay.
Here we go on that gray side backflip. Great rotation. Could have threw it in reverse to get that moonwalk, but here's the big jump onto the pod. Lands on those BKTs, hits the sidewall so hard and can't quite make the save.
Here's the freestyle leaderboard as it stands right now. Tom Meents in a good spot to win his second freestyle of the year. 2 more trucks coming up. Well, the event championship is down to 2. Will it be Tyler Menninga or Tristan England? We'll find out when Monster Jam comes back. We are back with the conclusion of freestyle at NRG Stadium. And next out of Murdo, South Dakota, it's 2-time Arena Series champion Cole Menard in the Black Pearl. And for more on Cole, let's rejoin our pit reporter, Leslie Mears.
Cole Menard noticed at halftime that these jumps were a little bit steeper than they were in San Antonio, and he was super hyped about it. He also noticed that this track is shorter and wider, and so one thing he's going to do in his run is try not to get tripped up on the pod in the middle, because it's going to be a short distance from jump to jump.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Talk about that strategy, Adam, with the shorter field but the wider track. Where does that put you when it comes to landing some of these jumps?
You know, it's definitely going to make it hard, like we talked about, to get onto that pod, because you're not going to have enough room on that side. So coming up short, oh, nice job by Cole, not coming up short there, but it gives you a little bit more space on the outsides of the track to use those outer lanes, to use the racing lanes that turn into jumps. And right now he's doing a fantastic job of actually using the hardest part of the track, which is the inside. Cole Vernard, though, it just seems like tonight he's turned over a new leaf. He seems like a little bit of a different driver, more aggressive, more confident.
Could be a lot to do with this track as well. He's got 2 freestyle wins here back in 2019 and 2020, and an overall event championship last year. That score to beat very daunting, 9.809. Nice air for Cole Vernard, launching the Black Pearl into the Houston sky.
And that's just, getting a little bit sideways, that tacky dirt coming into play once again. But on that last jump, he did just such a fantastic job of landing on all 4 BKTs and not getting a bad bounce. When you're that high up in the air, you have to use all 4 shocks to dissipate that landing and make sure you don't come up a little bit sideways.
He put the shocks to work right now with a backflip. He lands it. Not going to walk the plank, but he is back on the 4 BKT tires right up over the berm and onto the pod as well, trying to wheelie combo this thing.
Yeah, there you go, Cole. This is a freestyle right here, Scott.
And that will do it for Cole Vernard in the Black Pearl. Take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay.
Coming into the backflip ramp. Great rotation again. The track builders out here just doing a fantastic job building that backflip ramp. Lands on all 4 BKTs, gets a solid score.
Our final competitor out of Paris, Texas, Tristan England in JCB Digatron. And the stakes are set here for Tristan. He needs to win freestyle to win the event championship. If he doesn't win, the event champion once again will be Tyler Menninga.
Yeah, no pun intended, but he's gonna have to dig deep right here and get something done, pull all the tricks out of his bag. He needs to stop the momentum that Tyler Menninga has, and he needs to do it now.
Second NRG Stadium start in Tristan England's career. Back in 2021, he was in Megalodon, where he finished 7th in freestyle.
And this is a gorgeous truck, though, Scott. It looks so clean and brand new. You don't want to mess it up.
Well, you don't want it to look like that, though.
Yeah.
You know, that means you're not doing the freestyle run. But Tristan has done a lot of freestyles in his career that have laid Earthshaker to waste, and I'm sure JCB Digatron will end up the same way. And if there's a track to do it on, it's right here in Houston. Texas native, his parents are here. Shane England, the driver, a big kahuna. Loves supporting his son. His mom also traveling with Shane as well. His fiance, Kira, their son, Crash, all of them here. Big Texas contingent for Tristan England.
Comes up a little bit short on that pod, slows down the run, wasting a lot of seconds now.
Well, he's not going to waste this backflip opportunity. He's going to hard bounce it on the front 2 wheels, and that is going to be it for Tristan England. Take a look at the replay.
Okay, so I'm not sure if something went wrong, if he lost a little bit of power, if he broke an axle, but right on the face of that backflip, seems like he just lets off the gas at the wrong time, doesn't get the rotation, under-rotates, bounces off the BKTs, and comes up just a little bit short.
Here's the final freestyle top 5. Max D gets the win. Gravedigger 2nd. Bad Company 3rd. Great Clips Mohawk Warrior in 4th. And Charlie Palkin in Lucas Stabilizer lands in 5th. Tom Meents gets the 2nd freestyle win of the season. Let's go to Leslie.
Tom, that might be one of the craziest freestyle. It was so technical, which is something we don't sometimes see for you. We know we see you go big and the big recoveries, but you're able to put those technical moves in it too to take the freestyle win.
And it really is all these kids I work with at Monster Jam University, teaching them skills, teaching them how to be more technical in the run. Sometimes when I'm out there, I just got to calm myself down and be more technical.
Well, and you definitely did that tonight here, where you debuted that Max D body. It started all in 2003, and you still got it. I mean, do you think that was what did it for you here tonight?
That was some fun stuff. Number 1, that was for the fans here in Houston. But most importantly, it's been a tough week for me. I lost cousin Rob. He was a very important part of my team years ago. I miss you, Rob. That run was for you, buddy.
Tom gets 12 points with the win as we check out our final BKT overall points standings. Tyler Menninga gets another win. John Gordon with a strong night. He lands in 2nd. Tristan England ends up in 3rd. Cole Vernard with his best round so far in 4th. And the freestyle win puts Tom in 5th. So Tyler Menninga picks up his third event win of the season. Right now, let's go back to Leslie.
You know, Tyler, at halftime, you told me, man, it is so tacky out there, but you were able to make it work for you in every aspect tonight, and usually that's not the case here in Houston.
Yeah, no matter what, when you come to Houston, it is tough, it's tacky. I had a good night. I won racing, got third in skills, and second in freestyle, but honestly, not happy with that freestyle. We got a little bit of a wiring issue we got to figure out. It's nothing major, but I think we know exactly what it is for tomorrow. I'm going to rip up tomorrow's freestyle, though, because I wasn't happy with today's. Tom had a high score. I don't think there was any getting over that, but that doesn't mean I can't put on an awesome show for these Houston fans.
All right, thank you, Listen. Speaking of which, we'll be right back here in Houston for round 7, and we hope you'll join us. For Adam Entignap and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you right here next time on Monster Jam.